I started listening to Patrick Miller and Keith Simon on the podcast Truth Over Tribe years ago now. That podcast ended, or maybe was just rebranded as the new podcast Not Just Sunday. I've missed quite a few episodes, but when I listened to one of the more recent ones titled Why Aren't People Having Kids Anymore?, I had to wonder if they changed the name so they could go ahead and just be more tribal. But my main concern on this channel is not necessarily social policy, but how the Bible is understood and used. And these two pastors on this podcast want Jesus to be a part of everyday life, not just Sunday. So ostensibly, they want to look at this question of if or when to have children and consider Jesus's perspective. I would guess that they would claim their advice is biblical. And this is what I really want to talk about today, because I think their advice here fails to meet that bar. They did try to talk about the Bible a little. They referenced two passages, Genesis 1 and Psalm 127. And I want to talk about their treatment of those passages. But first I need to point out that it is shocking that they reference no passages from the New Testament. They allude to a couple, but don't include references or direct quotes. Aside from the introduction and the conclusion, they only mention Jesus once, and that's to admit that Jesus was a single man who didn't have children. Ironically, as they conclude, they talk about how important it is to talk about Jesus with our children. Not important enough to consider his perspective on the family, apparently. I am concerned that by quoting the passages they do and ignoring what they do, they are making their position clear. They are not looking for nuance or differing opinions here. They have made up their mind and have chosen their tribe. There's no need to look to the New Testament when the family structure in the Old Testament fits with their experience. So their treatment of the Bible is already problematic in claiming to be Christian, but ignoring the teachings of Christ. There is a huge shift in the New Testament when suddenly the covenantal community is open to all, including Gentiles. It is no longer a matter of descent. The goal shifts from having children to making disciples. Both Jesus and Paul de-emphasize marriage and children in different ways. So maybe we can allow that marriage and children do not need to be the focus of the Christian life, and family doesn't need to be biological to count.